You know that feeling, right? You're standing in a tool aisle, staring at that giant wall of red, and it's a little overwhelming. M12, M18, fuel, MX fuel. What is the actual difference? Which one do you even need? Well, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to demystify this whole thing and bring some clarity to Milwaukee's cordless universe.
Yeah, this one sentence right here, it's everything. This is the key that unlocks the entire strategy. See, it's not really about selling you a single drill. It's about bringing you into a powerful, interconnected world built around their batteries.
Okay, so here's the plan. First, we're going to break down that core idea, the battery ecosystem itself. Then, we'll hit each platform one by one. The nimble M12, the workhorse M18, the high-performance fuel upgrade, and finally, the beast that is MX fuel.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the battery ecosystem. We have to start here because this explains the why behind their whole setup. This isn't just about power tools. It's about getting you to commit to a system.
And this is the genius of their business model, really. Think about it. Once you've got 3, 4, maybe 5 M18 batteries and a charger sitting in your garage, the cost to just switch brands becomes huge. You're not just buying one new tool, you'd have to buy a whole new set of batteries and chargers. It's an incredibly effective way to keep you in their world, and honestly, it's built on convenience.
Okay, let's move on to the first actual platform, the M12. Now, a lot of people make the mistake of looking at these smaller tools and thinking, oh, that's the little brother to the M18, kind of like it's for hobbyists. Trust me, that could not be further from the truth.
I mean, just look at that number, over 130 tools. This isn't some little sideline they've got going on. The M12 line is a massive, full-blown professional system, and it's designed for some very specific, very demanding work.
So who's this for? Well, it's for the pros who are always finding themselves in a tight spot. Literally. We're talking electricians working inside a cramped service panel, plumbers trying to get a wrench under a sink, HVAC techs up in a ceiling. These tools are built to deliver serious power in places a bigger M18 tool just physically won't fit. It's all about access and precision.
Okay, on to the big kahuna. M18, the job site standard. This is the flagship. This is the workhorse system that really put Milwaukee on the map in the modern cordless era. When most people think of a red power tool, this is what they're picturing.
So let's get a little techie for a second, but stick with me. The standard M18 tools, the ones that don't say fuel on them, use what's called a brushed motor. It's a classic design where little carbon brushes make physical contact to make the motor spin. It's reliable, it's affordable, it works great, but that contact creates friction and heat. Just file that away because it's going to be super important in a minute.
And this right here, is the absolute magic trick of the M18 system. It doesn't matter if you bought a basic M18 drill a decade ago or you buy a top-of-the-line fuel impact driver tomorrow. The same battery clicks into both and works perfectly. It's the whole point. That cross-compatibility is the foundation everything else is built on.
Okay, let's get into the one thing that trips everybody up, M18 versus M18 fuel. What's the deal? The best way to wrap your head around it is to think of it like a car. You're using the same type of gas, the M18 battery, but the fuel version has a completely different high-performance engine under the hood.
This is it. This is the takeaway. If you only remember one thing from this whole explainer, make it this. M18 fuel is not a different battery. It is not a new platform. It's simply the top-tier, highest performance version of an M18 tool you can buy. Same battery, just more everything.
So let's put them side by side. The standard M18 has that brushed motor we talked about. It's perfect for a homeowner or for general job site use. It gets the job done and saves you some cash. The M18 Fuel, on the other hand, has a brushless motor. It's built for the pro who's using their tools all day, every day. You're going to pay more for it, no doubt, but what you're buying is peak performance and a tool that could take a beating.
So how do they do it? What makes fuel? Well, fuel. It's these three things working in perfect harmony. You've got the power state brushless motor, which is more efficient and powerful because there's no friction from brushes. Then you have RedLink Plus intelligence, which is basically the tool's brain, protecting it from overload. And finally, the red lithium battery isn't just a power source, it's talking to that brain, optimizing the power delivery. It's like having a high-performance engine, a super smart onboard computer, and a high-octane fuel tank all communicating with each other.
So, is it worth the extra money? Well, this quote right here says it all. If you're a DIYer using a drill a few times a month, the standard M18 is plenty of tool for you. But if you're a pro and your tools are how you make your living, the extra cost for fuel pays you back. It just does, through getting more work done and not having to replace your tools as often.
All right, now we're going to a completely different level. MX fuel. And let me be super clear about this. This is a totally separate system. Forget everything you know about M12 and M18 batteries. They do not work here at all. This is a whole different ballgame.
And one look at this number tells you why. 72 volts. The amount of power here is just immense. Yeah, this isn't for hanging pictures. This is the heavy-duty stuff. We're talking about breaking up concrete, drilling massive holes through walls, and powering light towers.
So why even create this? Well, it's all about getting rid of gas engines on the job site. No more pull cords, no more mixing oil and gas, and, most importantly, no exhaust fumes. That's a total game changer for working indoors or down in a trench where gas fumes are a major safety hazard. They engineered this stuff to go head-to-head with gas-powered gear, and it absolutely does.
Okay, so let's zoom out and look at the whole family together. This chart right here, this is your cheat sheet. M12, the 12-volt system, is your specialist for tight spaces. M18, the 18-volt, is the all-arounder for pretty much any job. M18 Fuel is still 18-volt, but it's the pro upgrade for when you need maximum power and toughness. And then, in a class all by itself, you have the 72-volt MX Fuel, built to replace gas. Simple, right?
So at the end of the day, it all boils down to this one question. What problem do you actually need to solve? Are you trying to reach behind a water heater, or are you trying to cut a concrete slab? Do you use your tools once a month or 8 hours a day? Because once you can answer that, you're not just guessing anymore. You know exactly which Milwaukee platform is the right one for you.